the students will go back and he has a previous idea about the literary work that he is going to study. And you can ask them to make questions, to formulate questions about the characters that he's going to cover during the first episode, about maybe the historical circumstances, about the narrator himself, and about anything that it is confusing to them when they read the first episode. So here it is the role of the students to interrogate the text, and here we will move from the transformational period into the redaction phase. So here lies the work of the students with, of course, the teacher. So the redaction phase is the phase in which the student, the teacher, of course, explore with the teacher, with the students, the what happens, okay, to whom and why. So the what happens, that is exactly the main events. What happened in the first episode? What are the main events? To whom, that is as far as the characters are concerned. Who did such an event and who was the victim of such an event? And why? What are the reasons behind such events? What are the reasons behind such problems? Okay, so here lies the work of both the students and the teacher. And he can, of course, explain the different contexts and meanings of the tackled episode by applying different techniques such as prediction, asking the student to predict some events, some relationship between two characters or three in the tackled episode. He can, the teacher can expose the students to listening and ordering information. And here when we say listening, he can expose them to short listening with some 3 or 4 points related to the information of the tackled episode, and he can ask the students to order them. Okay, the teacher can, of course, ask the students to organize events as far as the tackled episode is concerned. The students also can, the teacher also can draw diagrammatic representations. That is, and here lies the importance of diagrammatic representations and graphic organizers in terms of relationships between characters, or he can explain through such diagrams the events happened in the main, of course, first episode or second episode, or along the episodes themselves. So this is very helpful for the students to understand better the context of each event. And here there is an example taken from book 11, Charles Dickens, in his novel David Copperfield, episode 1. Okay, so here we have an example of diagrammatic representations of the relationship between characters. Maybe some students, when they study or when they are exposed to episode 1, we have, of course, some minor characters and some, of course, major characters. Here we have Mr. Pagotti's family. He has minor characters, and with him we have his wife, who is considered as major character in the novel. So in order not to make students maybe forgot after teaching them the whole 6 episodes, the main characters and the minor characters, we can, of course, expose them through such diagram these characters. For example, here the major character is Mrs. Pagotti. She is Mrs. Pagotti's wife, Mr. Pagotti's wife, and she is the servant of the hero, who is David. Okay, here we have Ham, we have Ham and Emily, who were minor characters as far as the concrete events are concerned, but in the spirit of David, they were really important in their influence on David as a character in his, of course, planning his future. Yes, we can also here explain the episode to the students, and when I say the episode, either 1, 2, 3, you can apply these techniques of the techniques of reduction in all the episodes that you are going to cover with your students. The other one, I say you can discuss characters by, for example, asking them to make a comparison between 2 different characters, or by asking them to make contrasting contrast between two different characters that you see according to your point of view that they are really different, as it is here in book 10, Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson. In episode 5 we have a comparison between Jim the hero and Silver, okay, and if you notice that all of the words written here are adjectives. So here we can give the opportunity to the students to practice parts of speech, to ask them to make short paragraphs orally in which they can use subject plus verb plus different adjectives taken from Jim and Jim's characters and Silver's characters to practice the use of the language. And here, when I say really literary works are working for all the skills are working for the sake of literary works, really it is true. So here we can ask the students to describe Jim as helpful, good, cautious, and brave. We can ask students to define Silver as an immoral one, villain, greedy, and unhelpful. So this is one example of discussing characters. And don't forget, of course, visual memory is very important here to put the main important ideas in front, or adjectives in front of the students. They will not forget. The other technique that is under the stage of reduction that we can use is paraphrasing. And here, some of the work are done by the staff which was responsible for writing literary work in grade 12 with Henry V. They paraphrase the odd language and the archaic language used by Shakespeare, and it was written in the teacher's book, in the teacher's guide. But despite that, we can, of course, follow such technique by paraphrasing to our students the main ideas which are difficult, and we can ask them also to make attempts to paraphrase, that is, to express the main ideas in the episodes, take one paragraph, two paragraphs, and to express it differently, to express such paragraphs differently on their own words. And here we practice the skill of speaking and the skill of writing, maybe not only speaking, okay. So here we can also, after exposing our students to the episode through paraphrasing, through discussing characters, through asking questions, through focusing on the main events by predicting, organizing events, we can ask them to write a summary of the episode. Okay, and here the summary of the episode is completely different from the summary that can be given in the exam, that is write in 4 sentences a summary of the following text. Because in the exam we give them, our students, we give them an isolated text to summarize. But here we are working within a whole, of course, story, or within a whole literary work, that is novel or play. So here, when you ask the students to summarize, it would be better if they summarize and paraphrase. And I'm for the idea of summarizing and paraphrasing, that is, to keep the main important ideas tackled in the text in their summary, so that by the end of finishing the 6 episodes, the student find himself in front of 6 episodes summarized. So in this way he can read his different summaries and enjoy better the novel in different way. And here I did this technique, of course, with my students, and I tried to take 2 examples done by my students, grade 12, Great Expectations, written by, of course, Charles Dickens, from episode 1. Here we have the student Sarah Ali Al-Ajman from 12 Science 4. She did her work, of course. If we notice here the summary, we will find that there are some detailed ideas. And I remember that my students, they told me, Miss, we don't need to write ideas. I told them, no, the most important ideas will be helpful for you when you read your 6 summaries, or when you are going to be exposed to 6 summaries done by your teacher as a model. Okay, and you can have a look here. Okay, if you read, you can find some some details here written mentioned, because most of the details are going to serve the students' interpretation and reading between the lines after finishing the whole episodes. We have another example, which is written by also from the same class, Isra Anwar, 12 Science 4. The same thing. If you compare between the first summary and the second summary, you will find the main detailed ideas. And when I asked my students to read to see the original text, they didn't find a lot of difference. And when I asked here the teachers to have a look at the first episode during the workshop and to read the two different summaries, they said that really the two students cover the main important ideas and details tackled in episode 1. In a sense, there is no need also, when the students revise before the exam, there is no need to read the original text, but he can refer back only to the summaries. Of course, if you notice here, the summaries are done, that is in terms of paraphrasing, without giving any interpretation or opinion, of course, done by the students, because this comes later on. Here,